A new report, part funded by the UK government itself, is scathing about its even tougher new crackdown on offenders.
I want criminals to literally feel terror at the thought of committing offences.
It's madness to continue doing the same thing and expecting different results. And what we have been doing traditionally, we look at an offender or somebody who is at risk, and we say psychologist is because of psychological reasons, or sociologists will pay sociological reasons and biological reasons and so on. And then we're trying to minimize that risk.
That was one of the authors of a new study into preventing youth radicalization, which calls for a fundamentally different approach. The report says positive psychology supporting vulnerable young people is far more effective than managing them as risks. It wants equal opportunities for youth in education and the job market while encouraging them to participate in society. But the proposals are in stark contrast to the government's punishing approach. Earlier this month, the UK government drew up tough new crackdowns, including closer monitoring of offenders, together with a mandatory minimum prison sentence for terrorist offenders of 14 years. As well as doubling the number of counter-terrorism probation officers. One of the report's authors again explains why that's the wrong approach.
What we did, positive psychology or whatever you want to call it, is that it says stop looking at the person as a potential risk because of their psychological or biological or sociological implications, but look at them as a potential talent. What is that interest that they have as a young person, and support that interest, and while doing so, you would get an increased resilience when it comes to that risk. It's not about replacing, it's not about stopping, this is about prevention, it's about what we do in schools, it's what we do in universities. But we also piloted it in actual youth offending institutions, so we worked with offenders, with young offenders. And when we worked with them to see what they're interested in, was it art, was it football, what was it? And then support that talent, that what they wanted to do, we saw a completely different change in the approach.
That's your Global News Update for this hour. Thanks for tuning in.